Oh, Spark Mandrill. Neither Sparkman, Drillman, or a combination of the two. Sometimes Drillman will use Plugman's ability from Mega Man 9 by punching the ground. This can be avoided by either jumping or not clinging to the walls when you see it. Other times Sparkman will try to hit you with a Superman punch. If you hit him with a charge shot when he does this, you'll knock him back, thwarting the punching attempt. If Drill Manspark decides that he's hopping mad, just move out of the way and blast him with a charge shot to punish him, and you can really punish Drill Spark when he decides to play in his monkey bars. That'll drill the spark of life out of him, man. Oh, chill, Penguin. Is that a command or your name? You better chill, Penguin. Typically, Chill Penguin will start out the battle by hawking up ice loogies at you. Because X can climb the walls, you can jump over these without much issue. You can also jump over Chill Penguin when he decides to do his slippery penguin belly luge attack. Sometimes Chill Penguin will jump up and pull his snowmaking machine lever for no particular reason. Other times Chili P will breathe into existence 2 penguin ice wall barriers, which if you don't destroy them first with the Buster, Chill Penguin will either luge into them himself, or jump up to his snowmaking machine lever for a particular reason, try to hit you with his penguin ice wall barriers. Lastly, sometimes Chill Penguin will just good old-fashioned try to jump on your head. Super Mario style. Dodge all of these cool guys' moves correctly, he'll have no choice but to take a chill pill. Oh, Armored Armadillo. Your Armadillo armor makes you the easiest yet most annoying robot master to deal with. Somehow during this fight I managed to shoot Armored Armadillo during his Rolling Rock Ricochet attack. Normally you can't do that unless you weaken him with the Thunder ability you get from Spark Mandrill Man. Honestly, I would really highly recommend that you use the Spark Mandrill ability against Armored Armadillo to knock his armor off. The difference in how annoying he is this way is night and day. If you don't blow AA's armor off, you can't actually hit him with a charge shot. He'll just block it, absorb it, and shoot back at you an 8-way shot. He also tends to block the regular pea shooter shots, but if you shoot and space out the 3 bullets correctly, you can usually sneak one in. That's the only way you're going to inflict damage here. Just be sure to jump over Army's regular shots and get in your pea shooter shots. Be patient and keep at it, and you'll make Armored Armadillo roll over and play dead. Oh, Launch Octopus. Isn't that cute the way that you pantomime that I'm going down? The best way of dealing with this octopus with all the Launch Octopus brand crap he shoots at you is to try to stay at the opposite end of the arena. That way if he shoots his Launch Octopus brand missiles, the bottommost one will generally miss you, and if he's a little closer you'll be able to shoot it out of the air, or the water in this case. And if he decides to shoot his Launch Octopus brand fish, if you shoot normal you can blow up the topmost one and jump over it, putting you in a better position to dodge the next 2. Once you get this school of thought down and can dodge Launch Octopus's projectiles, all that's left to concern yourself with is with the Whirlpool Wasteland attack, where Dr. Octobot will try to pull you in with his suction. Launchpad McQuack is invulnerable to damage when he's doing the Whirlpool Wasteland. Launch Octopus? More like out to lunch Octopus. Oh, Boomer Kuwanger. I know what a boomer is. What's a Kuwanger? What is a Kuwanger? Oh, he's a stag beetle based off the Kuwagata in Japanese. So if I ever have to go to a stag party with a bunch of old people, I'll be sure to bring Boomer Kuwanger. When Big Boom Boom's not phasing in and out of existence, sometimes he'll elect to throw the croissant that's attached to his head at you. It will circle back to him, so be sure your positioning is such so you don't get a croissant in the back of your head. For the rest of the fight, I would recommend clinging high up on the wall, because when Kuwang Chu phases in and out of existence, he only does so on ground level. It's annoying when he does it 27 times in a row. You know, just like any other middle-aged stag beetle Kuwanger I've ever met. But you are otherwise safe. He does like to do a mini dash on occasion, but since you're clung to the wall, that shouldn't affect you at all. Okay, Boomer Kuwanger? Oh, Storm Eagle. You sure know how to make an entrance, I'll give you that. Doesn't Storm Eagle sound like it would be a great name for a band? Can't wait for their self-titled hit single to hit store shelves. Storm Eagle! Yeah. You're gonna fly up in the tree. Storm Eagle! You're a bird into society, yeah. A lot of this battle with the canary in the clouds, it's just you blasting with your charge shot while he dives at you diagonally. Eventually Flutterheart will get tired and land back on the aeroplane, and he'll try to blow you off the battlefield with his horizontal tornado attack. It doesn't inflict damage, so just dash through it so you don't fall down. He also does a milder version of the same thing by flapping and fluttering his wings. Father of the Year over here can also hurt you by giving birth at you. Mazel tov. Oh, Flame Mammoth. Where are you now? The suspense is killing me. Oh, there you are, but oh no, your foot's stuck in the wall. Oh, phew, he's free. In all seriousness, I'm glad they repurposed Metal Man's room from Mega Man 2 for ol' Pyro Elephant here. Even down to the conveyor belts changing direction. Like many a Mega Man boss before him, when Dr. Wooly crashes to the ground, it sends a shockwave, which can stun X if he's grounded. Fortunately, if he's adhered to the wall, he is not affected by the tremors. I've heard about people standing under doorways during an earthquake. Not so much being high up on a wall, which is also attached to the ground, which would be getting shook. Be sure to respect social distancing in this fight, as the Mammoth with the Plammoth will spray brown snot all over the battlefield. That unto itself surprisingly won't hurt you, but if he sets his snot on fire, that could be bad. However, Flame Mammoth didn't shoot any fire in this fight. Can you imagine? An elephant that forgot that he has flame powers. Oh, Wire Sponge. I wouldn't want to clean my dishes with you, that's for sure. Besides, it looks like you're gonna take a big old dump of fertilizer with that pose there. The best time to inflict damage on Brillo Pad is when he does his vertical grappling hook tugging / throw my plant babies at you attack. The first seedling is tossed directly where you are in the battlefield. The rest of them stop short so long as you stand still. So manipulate the positioning well, and you'll get all kinds of free hits. SOS Pad also does a Yeehaw Ride 'em Cowboy lasso attack. When he's spinning his grappling hook lasso, it will deflect all damage, but if you time it right, you can get a free shot in and escape up the wall before he attacks you. Once you've done enough damage to Scouring Pad, he'll move on to his second phase. Get extremely irate, then follow up with some dance moves that are so jammin' that thunder will rain from the heavens. Once you see the first thunderbolt strike, begin to close the distance. Otherwise, you'll risk getting hit with a second or third one. Beyond that, Wire Sponge reverts back to his regular pattern, so show him what a damp dish rag he really is. Oh, Wheel Gator. You and your big mouth. You eat up a lot of time, that's for sure. Rotating Crocodile's favorite thing to do is hide in a sludge puddle for way too long. When he does shoot one razor blade wheel at you. And then once the waves in the sludge puddle start to subside, you know he'll try to come out and bite you. So long as you dash jump off the wall, he shouldn't hit you. But try to get him somewhere in the middle of the battlefield. As you can see though, if you have him positioned right around here, you can just stand here and just blast away, because the razor blades will bounce over you. Also be wary to shoot him in the mouth. Unlike King Hippo, when his mouth is open, he'll actually eat your shot. It doesn't heal him, it's just a wasted shot. If you get him smack dab in the middle, when you start shooting his two bouncy razor blades, it's easy to dash jump off the wall and over top of him. After you do enough damage to Oily Alligator, he'll start doing his Crocodile Dentist drill attack. Bear in mind, wherever he hits on the wall, he'll choose some spikes into it. Not deadly spikes, but you will take damage. Now that you're armed with this knowledge, you can Gator done. Oh, Bubble Crab. Are you related to my old roommate? I used to live with a wrestling crab. True story. However, this chewing gum-loving crustacean likes to manipulate the water levels just to be annoying. However, if you're lucky in this fight like I was, he'll mostly just jump around like a happy crab while you get free shots off on him. He does have other moves though, like his bubble foam ring spewing attack, which mostly goes straight then curves diagonally. What Bubble Butt'll spend most of his time doing is encasing himself in a bubble of his own. This can either be broken by shooting at it repeatedly, or if you jump over top of him, his electric pincers will come out and he'll jump straight up, where you can get a nice free hit on the way back down. This crab apple will also try to attack you with his young. He'll hatch 3 that'll go up to the surface of the water in a bubble. Shoot the bubble, it'll more or less go in a line from where you were when you popped the bubble. Also, what is it about the Mavericks using their young to attack you with? Is this a common thing in the animal kingdom that I just wasn't aware of? Because it's really common in Mega Man X. Sorry to burst your bubble. Oh, Flame Stag. I bet you and Sigma have gone to a few stag parties in your day. Seeing as how you jump almost exactly like Sigma, albeit a little more exaggerated. If you want, you can chase Smoldering Bachelor Party pretty far up the walls. Although I find it easier to fight him if you let him come to you. Just don't stay on the same wall for too long, or else you're prone to get a flaming uppercut. So if you jump off the walls just right, you'll either dodge an incoming uppercut, or be in a good position to get a free hit. Also, when burning, a solo mission is on the ground. He will punch fireballs into the wall, which will climb the wall. So long as you keep jumping back and forth, you should be safe from this move as well. After you inflict enough damage, the Burninator's flames will turn blue. And as far as I could tell, it did nothing different. But if you know what the difference actually is, let me know in the comments. Flame on! Oh, Morph Moth. More like Garbage Cocoon, am I right? Garbage Cocoon just starts hanging around. Then he starts to swing himself from side to side. Come on, it's time to go. Give a crushing blow. Eventually, he'll just start hurling junk at you every which way. There's no pattern to that I can suss out, so just dodge the best you can. Eventually, Trash Pupa will begin his Trash Blender Jubilee. Just stay up high up on the wall and you're safe and sound. After that move, you then have to worry about is time to take out the Trash attack. If he's closest to the left wall, the Trash will go clockwise. If he's closer to the right-hand wall, the Trash will go counterclockwise. Once enough damage is dealt, you have Mothra himself to face. And you know what they say, it's better to be pissed off than to be pissed on. So what you want to do to avoid being pissed on is to snuggle right up next to either of the walls. That is the only place where you're safe from his Robot P. Only move from the wall to dodge the Rainbow Bright Deluge laser, and you'll have him by the mothballs. Overdrive Ostrich. What's the matter, Capcom? Couldn't get the rights to Desert Roadrunner? One of 00's favorite moves is vomiting boomerangs at you. This map is wide, so just keep your distance and run away from it. Unlike a lot of Mega Man bosses, he does actually use the power of 3 dimensions to his advantage. So when you see a silhouette off in the distance, when that silhouette meets where you are on the battlefield, that's where he's gonna land. So long as you don't make like a stapler and be stationary, you shouldn't get hit by this move. Sand Turkey will also take it into his head to charge. My advice here is you want to either have the high ground or be on level ground. If you have the low ground, it's really hard, if not impossible, to jump over him. The trickiest move that Discount Roadrunner does is the Boomerang Raindrop attack. If you happen to be dashing when he does this move, to avoid it, I would recommend stopping as soon as you can and then walking back towards him. Otherwise, if you're walking when he does it, it's easier to adjust your position. Wily, eat your heart out. Oh, Magna Centipede. Does anyone else feel sorry for the screaming tower in the background? Magnavox likes to spend most of his time phasing in and out of existence, because nothing says fun game design like waiting for a boss to materialize for 45 seconds. Once he does rematerialize, though, one of the things he does is uses the powers of his mind to pull you into his centipede tail. If you struggle, you can break out. He'll also attempt to trap you with his fragmented tail attack. When it's rotating around you, you're still safe. Once you notice it stopping, though, jump up and out, or else it'll close in on you, inflicting damage. If by chance you can't break out of the human centipede's grasp, it'll turn X into a sickly blue color, and from this point on in the battle, you cannot charge your buster, and you are also a little more sluggish, and every time that you're captured like this henceforth in the battle, it'll slow your attack and your movements even farther. It won't inflict any damage though, which not inflicting damage for this attack is very magnanimous of him. Oh, Crystal Snail. I don't know what kind of crystal you're on, but it's not the fast kind. Snail Mail here doesn't have an overabundance of moves you have to worry about. The main move is he'll throw 3 globs of liquid crystal at you that will crystallize if it touches you. Fortunately, this in and of itself does not inflict damage, but if you aren't able to struggle away fast enough, Crystal Snail will eventually build up enough speed spinning around to charge towards you and break the crystal off you and inflict damage. Once you've spent the next 4 years of your life dodging Shell Hole's attacks, he'll then use the power of lag to make this battle even slower. Ugh! At least his attack pattern stays the same, so continue to dodge like you have been. And if you don't happen to die of old age in the process, then this battle will be like having an episode of the Flintstones. You'll have yourself a snail time. Oh, Violin. I think you're missing a T at the end of your name. Because you are quite the violent fellow. This guy's actually really frustrating to deal with without taking a hit. When he's flailing around his Morning Star, it's not easy to predict. Except for when it is. Like when he has me backed into this corner here, I find that if I stay put for the first go around, he won't hit me. But if he continues to flail his Morning Star around, I have to book it to the top of the screen in order not to get hit. Outside of that, you mostly just have to worry about the spacing between his shots. If he's a good distance from you and you're shooting horizontally, just try to get into one of the top corners to modify your position ever so slightly. If he jumps up and starts shooting down, again, it's just all about the spacing. Once you get accustomed to his randomness, though, you'll play violin like a fiddle. Oh, Serges, you've been weighted clothing training with Piccolo again, haven't you? Believe it or not, the cape that he throws off will do damage to you if it hits you, so just be sure to avoid it. Beyond that, the main attack that Serges will be doing, this sprinkler system jumping energy attack that he does. Best way to dodge this attack, where the first energy ball comes out, and just make sure you're above them. He sprays out the energy in about a full circle. Sometimes he'll even do it twice in a row, which is really annoying to dodge. But fortunately, he didn't do that here. He does also have a shield on this floating platform that he stands on, but I find if he's deploying a landmine or otherwise jumping up and spinning around, those are the best times to hit him without him defending with that shield. As for the landmines, either don't step on them, or blow them up with a charge shot. I usually just avoid them entirely. So much for you and your powers, Serges. Oh, Agile. If you weren't so fast, you'd be fragile. No matter what, at the start of this fight, the very instant you regain control, climb the wall. Because if Agile decides to charge forward like this, if you don't anticipate that move, you will get hit. Your reaction time will not save you. So just assume that he's going to charge forward to start. Beyond that, the only other move that he tries to do is use his magical Ginsu sword and shoot sword lasers, depending on where you are on the battlefield. For this whole fight, basically stay glued to the wall until you see the sword beam come out, then drop to the ground and shoot him. If for some reason you can't climb high enough on the wall in time, you are able to dodge the sword beams by dashing. I don't have any clever pun because I already said fragile, so see ya. Oh, Bilzard Buffalo. I'm not making that up. See, now that we've established the PlayStation 1 error in Mega Man X3, Bilzard Buffalo just loves slip-sliding around his battlefield. He also loves to throw ice spikes in your general proximity. One behind you, one where you were, and one where you're going to be. So use that knowledge to your advantage so you don't get trapped. Once you get Bilzard Buffalo down to about half health, he has a chance of making whatever noise a buffalo makes and shooting a big ol' frozen buffalo cannon at you. Just be sure to climb up the wall and hang tight there until he's done. And whenever he's done, he'll charge right into you and your free buster shot. Bear in mind for all of the Mavericks in Mega Man X3, they all have some kind of second phase that's really annoying to deal with. Bilzard Buffalo isn't too bad because his room's so big, but just you wait until the next episode. Nearly lost my mind trying to beat that Maverick. How many times did I say Bilzard Buffalo today? Did you know that among seahorses, that it's actually the males that get pregnant? I just wanted to share that fact. I thought it was fascinating. However, the only thing that's going to impregnate this variety of toxic seahorse is your big ol' charge shot. Toxie here has two varieties of toxic snot bubbles that you have to dodge. First one acts in a way that it bounces off the walls and then zigzags all the way to the top. The other toxic snot bubble starts to come out at around half health. This one aggressively bounces towards you. It looks like it just kinda humps the wall. It will actually chase you down until it pops. So stay high up to avoid it. The most annoying move that Seahorse Run Horse Run does is not his groovy head bop to the music, but in fact his deadly combo attack, where he shoots out his homing snot and then jumps at you twice. You have to thread the needle so hard to not get hit by this combo. But it is possible. He also sludges in and out of existence, but all this does is eat up time. Speaking of which, so I just learned today that a group of rhinos is referred to as a crash of rhinos. Which is odd because I thought that was reserved for a group of bandicoots. This tunnel rhinoceros' favorite move is to gore itself into the walls repeatedly. Wait until he's about to connect with the wall and then jump way over him. If you don't wait until the last second to jump over him, sometimes he'll stop dead in his tracks and change directions. If you wait until the last possible moment before he hits the wall, then you don't have to worry about a surprise turnaround. Also, when he gores the wall, you'll fall down. So make good and sure that you jump on time, but not too early. He'll also occasionally shoot 3 drills before charging, so long as you continue to do the aforementioned strategy of wait before you jump. These drills won't cause this fight to spiral out of control. Lastly, for his second phase, he turns rainbow and gores slightly faster. Oh no! Oh, Crush Crawfish. Just another example of how all over the place the difficulty of the bosses are in this game. Much like Bilzard Buffalo and Tunnel Rhino, who just like to bash their head off the wall the whole fight, Crush Crawfish has a modified version of this, where he stops short of the wall and doesn't crash in. He will also stop about 2/3 of the way across the screen and diagonally shoot one of his pincers up. However, if you're not up there, you're safe and sound. He also likes to throw these magnetic ankle binder things at you, where if you're climbing a wall, it'll bring you back down, but if you're already on the ground, it does nothing. So when you see these coming out, this is a perfect time to make some seafood chowder out of this guy. He also occasionally just throws himself backwards. However, for this fight, he did it for the finale, going out with some flair, it would seem. Oh, Gravity Beetle. You know how a dung beetle rolls around dung? Well, apparently Gravity Beetle rolls around gravity, rolls it up into a ball, and then starts throwing it at you. This compressed gravity bounces around at a fairly predictable pattern. The problem stems when Gravity Beetle shoots a second ball of compressed gravity. In order to dodge them, so long as Gravity Beetle isn't more than halfway across the screen, you want to walk towards them to dodge the second bit of gravity. You know, the harmful gravity, not the stuff that's keeping you on the ground. Anyway, after dealing sufficient damage, the Dung and the Restless over here will shoot an extra angry version of his compressed gravity attack up in the air. So long as you don't go that high up, you don't have to worry about this damaging you whatsoever. In fact, the only move left is the Super Pooper Scooper attack. Don't worry, you'll dodge all of this if you understand the gravity of the situation. Oh, Neon Tiger. You're just a ripoff of Slashman from Mega Man 7, who's also a ripoff of Wolverine from the X-Men comic book series. When Neon Tiger's not busy being hand-me-down copyright infringement, he spends most of his days shooting neon-flavored bullets in a particular pattern. If you're on opposite ends of the battlefield, you only need to jump over the third one. Although if he's on the wall shooting neon-flavored bullets, you will need to move around to not get hit. He can also block your shots with his adamantium claws, so try your best to hit him with a charge shot when he's moving or shooting. After shooting Neon Tiger enough times, he gets annoyed with you and moves on to his second phase, where every so often he'll turn neon yellowy orange, and follows through with the Neon Eye of the Tiger uppercut, which will sweep all along the floor and all the way up the wall. Wall dash out of harm's way, then catch this tiger by the toe, and never let go. Oh, Bit. You're a bit annoying to fight, I'll say that much. At least until you get the pattern down. When Bit jumps to the corner, he'll charge at you at whatever plane of existence you're on. So if you time your jumps right, he'll sail harmlessly over your head every time. He will also throw immobilizing SpaghettiOs at you. If you are captured by one, you can mash your way out. And halfway through the battle, he'll throw 2 instead of 1. He'll also throw some homing fireballs your way. If you're positioned correctly, you can just jump over them. And halfway through the fight, he'll throw 2 of these as well, which is more problematic to dodge, but you can do it, I have faith. You know, bit by bit. Oh, Byte. Your attack pattern bites, but in the Capcom was being lazy kind of way. All he does is throws this gravity disruption thing to the wall that he shoulder charges into, and if you time a wall dash correctly, he will never hit you. Seeing as I have another 20 seconds to kill, I may as well tell you that if you want to permanently kill Byte, you need the last attack in this battle to be with the Tornado Fang ability or the Ray Splasher ability. Otherwise, Byte will come back later. On the same note, Bit can be permanently beaten with the Frost Shield or Triad Thunder. That's all I got for you. Vile! How's it going? This battle's a two-parter. First phase is Vile in his ride armor. If you time your wall dashes just so, you'll get through this phase lickety-split. For the second phase of everyone's favorite Boba Fett helmet-wearing former Maverick Hunter, Vile will drop a spicy chicken nugget turd on the battlefield which will erupt into flames. It's too tall for you to jump over normally, so you're gonna have to wall dash to avoid damage here. Afterwards, Vile will float up straight into the air and shoot 6 bullets where you were. So if you're mindful about your positioning, you can manipulate Vile into shooting where you want him to, always avoiding damage. Lastly, if you want to kill off Vile for good in Mega Man X3, you have to make sure that the finishing blow is either the spinning blade, which you acquire by defeating Crush Crawfish, or by using the Ray Splasher, obtained by defeating Neon Tiger. Presuming you've kept Zero alive this whole time, if you take out Vile with one of these weapons, you'll have an opportunity to get the Zero Saber later in the game, and then you'll be able to violate the final boss.